Hi, my name is Travis Mallory. I'm doing my video presentation for business communications. I'm doing Chapter 2 and the part of Chapter 2 about nonverbal communication. Communication is a very important aspect in the business world because if you can't communicate, you have to just have a job where you don't talk to people, and that's not how money's made. So communication is very important. Studies have shown that 90% of communication is nonverbal. So it's important to be able to know what you need to say and be able to vocalize what's important. But if you can't if your nonverbal communications, whether it's how you portray yourself, is not effective, then you're not going to be able to get across your message. Even if you have done a lot of research and know what you need to sell or whatever it is, it won't be effective. Alright, so there's nonverbal communication is obviously communicating without using words. There's two types. There's meta-communication and kinesthetic communication. The meta-communication is a message that is conveyed or implied that's like through a message or through words, but is not directly. So in other words, when I say something but I'm really implying something else. For example, when your boss comes up to you and says, make sure you're staying busy, and you're standing there taking a drink of water, he's not telling you you're not working hard enough, but that's what he's implying. Or he may just be, just trying to motivate people, and he's saying it no matter what to everybody, but it can be taken as, hey, you're not working hard enough, I see you're relaxing, you need to keep working hard. And another one is don't be late. If I tell you don't be late, if a teacher, when someone specifically points that out to you, it implies that you've been late in the past, we're not positive about you, you have a tendency to be, late or whatever it is, and there's a lot of implications in that, and whether the person who's saying that, whether they mean it or not, but that's, and that's a lot of the other part of the nonverbal communication, their body language, when they say things like don't be late, if it means a positive or if it's just an arbitrary thing that they're saying. The other type is kinesthetic communication. It's an idea that is expressed through nonverbal communication. There's two forms of it. There's visual, and then there is vocal. And these are the really big parts of nonverbal communication. This probably would be, 75% of the type of nonverbal communication that goes on. Alright, so visual, there's a lot of things that go into your visual communication. There's your attire, the way you're standing, like what you're wearing, the brand of clothing you're wearing. Like, it just shows that you take pride in yourself. And, there can be on either ends of the spectrum someone who cares too much and is over meticulous about it, and someone who just doesn't care. And they wear Walmart brand clothing when they, to an event that might, call for something nicer. So, and then also just your attire, not just the brands of clothing, but just how your clothing looks. You may not have really nice clothing, you might not be wearing an Armani suit, but if you do show up in a suit, it shows that, if you don't have a stain in front of it, or your clothes aren't wrinkled, just the way you portray yourself it says something about yourself. If your clothes, when you come in wrinkled, it says that, A, you're either, a slob and you don't care about yourself, and you don't value yourself to, dress nicely, or it just says that you didn't care to, whether it's for a job interview or coming to work, it portrays a message, whether you intended that or not. Tattoos are another big one for your attire. They can be tasteful, and then there's times when tattoos can be a distraction to someone. And then there's the posture, which is huge, standing up straight and being inviting and just showing your confidence in your posture. There's gestures, your eye contact, looking at someone when you're talking to them, not looking around and just being distracted, shows that you're interested in what the other person is doing. And then, just a smile. It makes people feel comfortable and confident that you are, you're for real. Alright, so there's vocal. There's different things. You can have a volume level you can have a volume level that's too loud and it's obnoxious because it shows that you're insecure because you're being too loud. But then there's also where the person can talk too quietly and you can't hear what they're saying. And it's, sometimes girls do it when they get up for a presentation. They get too quiet and it's hard to hear them, and they really know their material, but they're just unconfident because they're stage fright. But so anyways, other ones, just overall confidence. If the person is confident in themselves, they're going to be confident in the way that the person is going to walk away feeling confident about that person. person, just how well they talk. They can do a lot of ums, likes, that's just shows that they're hesitating, they're nervous, they're scared. If they're twiddling with something, their arms are crossed, like holding on to the podium. There's a lot of nonverbal communication when you're giving a presentation or talking in front of people. There's hesitation, as I said, and like, and then projection, just how you project your voice. And so the significance of this, I already kind of talked on it, but I found the article on Forbes.com. It was in Forbes magazine, and they talked about 10, and the article was 10 simple and powerful body language tips. Alright, first one was confident body language, and it was talking about in the sense of a meeting or an interview. You want to hold your body up, expand, like be confident in just the way you're sitting. Someone's sitting hunched over, and then it shows that they're unconfident, or and they're just insecure, and that's a first impression thing. And then remaining open and expansive. If you close yourself in, cross your arms, it shows that you're not interested or you're discouraged. Whereas when you remain open, you can have gestures, and it shows a lot more confidence and just makes the other person feel confident in you. You have lasting impression. That's really important. You need to slow down when you're ending, like whether the meeting went well or went wrong, didn't go as well as you wanted to. You need to stop. Make sure you can say their name to them and tell them thank you for their time, smile at them, and give them a good handshake, and just let them know that you appreciated the time that they invested in you. But those are the two types of nonverbal communication. So there's meta communication, which kind of implying something, and then there's kinesia, which is visual and vocal, which I already went over, and they're widely important. And you can know what you're talking about, but if you can't communicate well, or if you don't have that, you won't be able to be very successful in a business environment. All right, thank you.